Ladies and gentlemen, my name is William Lowe. I'm the College Park poet from College Park, Georgia, and I would like to dedicate something very special to all of the homeless people around the world. And the title of the following poem is A Homeless Man's Cry. Can anybody hear this homeless man's cry? Sometimes I feel like I just want to die. I am the forgotten and so full of grief. Lord, my God, I beg you for relief. Down these streets again, I'll stroll another night, bag on my shoulder, looking for a bite. No one understands a homeless man's cry. Sometimes I feel like I just want to die. I am the scorned, the rejected of the land. I am the forgotten with two empty hands. No home to go to, no one to love. The only hope I have comes from above. I just had a bad break out of this life. I once had it good without all of this strife. But fate had changed, so now the streets I roam. No food, no shelter, no woman, and no home. Can anybody hear this homeless man's cry? Sometimes I feel like I just want to die. I am the forgotten and so full of grief. Lord, my God, I beg you for relief. So yet another day I'll hit these streets, bag on my shoulder, looking for something to eat. Lord, I said a prayer again where I lie. Please, please listen to this homeless man's cry.
So, the title of your poem?
A homeless man's cry.
Okay. And what inspired you to write this poem?
Well, first of all, I've been doing poetry since I was 16 years old, actually. I had written that particular poem about 23 years ago, and I never knew that it would actually happen to me. I was always sympathetic towards homeless people, so that's what prompted me to write that particular poem back then. But it was a very, very shocking experience when what you've written for others that were homeless actually happened to you.
So, you've been homeless?
Yes, I have.
For how long?
Oh, about 8 months. And it wasn't because I was doing any drugs or anything of the sort like that. I had a problem with my identity. And subsequently, one thing went bad after another. And then, you lose your job and you lose other things. If you ain't careful, you lose your mind. And the next thing I knew, I was on the streets.
Wow. What about your family?
You really want to know about that part? You'll get to find out who's really in your corner and who's not when you're down. In fact, I was kicked out by a family member over some nonsense, and he laughed while he was doing it. And that made the situation even worse for me. I had to sleep on park benches in 9-degree weather, which was really, really, really not a joke. But I stayed prayed up. I ended up in a homeless shelter. And to me, that was almost as bad as going to jail because there was an awful lot of fighting, and it actually looked like a jailhouse.
So, how did you turn your life around?
Once again, I just kept praying, and a blessing had came to me, and I was no longer homeless, and I was reinstated on my job, and I had gotten an awful lot of support from the people on my job, and I thank them for that.
What would you tell people going through a similar situation or a homeless situation? What can you share with them?
If they're in the same position that I was in, I would recommend for them to keep constantly in prayer because it's too easy for you to snap. And I realized that that's the reason why I see so many homeless people who have, lost their minds, because when you have nowhere to go and it's dead winter and, people are treating you bad, looking down on you, because they assume that you're on the streets because you did something wrong. That doesn't make you feel any better.
So prayer.
Prayer, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you for your time today.
Thank you more. My name is William Lowe. I'm the College Park poet. Thank you for listening.